Okay, so we are live. Let's see, we're going to go to that game in a second. I just want to check that everything is working. I think let's go on to the game. This is board 3 in the game. In a match of Take Resign versus keep Kann and Caro on. Depending on this result, one team may have draws in the last game. So I see our banner isn't working yet. And has been pointed out earlier in the game chat, it looks like C3 is definitely the weak spot that black is aiming for. If you are in the stream, you're welcome to say hello. We are definitely going to try. We wait in anticipation. In about 5 minutes time, our premium game will start. These are the two teammates of that team who are fighting it out. The player with the white pieces need to win to draw the match at the moment to make it equal. However, if black wins, then the team just needs a draw out of the last two games to win the match. I've just got a message that our guest commentator is joining. That is fantastic. Somehow, the stream does not show up on Lychee. I do not know why. I'm just going to tell everybody. Okay. Waiting for our guest commentator to join us. I do not know. I apologize. It does not seem that we are being featured on the Lychee's website. I'm going to just see if we are on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. I do not know why we're not live on the Lychee's site. I think they sometimes take a bit of time to recognize the streams. Okay, but black is putting some pressure on the piece who's defending the pawn. And what is white going to do? The only move that comes to mind really is rook to c1. Knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes does not work. So I think rook c1 seems to be the only move. Oh, there's also a retreating move, bishop e1. Yes. I think we can say that black is more than equalized. Black is probably slightly better. We have, and let's just see, is our guest joining us? I am trying to join him. Oh, he says he's got some problems with his camera. He'll be back. He'll be here in a few seconds. It's still early. The main game is starting on in 3 minutes time only. I'm just going to say just want to say that there is some problem that the stream does not get featured. Oh, we are featured. There we go. We are featured. We are live now. And finally, it shows up. So it seems like everything is working just in time for the main match, which will start in 3 minutes. So black decides to counterattack rather than just give up the pawn. White decides to counterattack and just give up the pawn. Let's see what he's meaning. So knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. What does white want to do here? This move does not seem to be too promising. Or does he want to do that and this? I don't know. This looks good for black. What am I missing? Takes. Okay. My guest says he's on his way. That's fantastic. Apologize for that. I'll be waiting for him. Okay, he should be here with us any moment now. We're waiting for our guest to arrive. And we are on stream and we are showing we are live. Everything seems to be fantastic. Good. Everything. Perfect. Now I'm just waiting for our guest to arrive. And we are going to go over the main game. Should start in 2 seconds. Right, any time now. Let's just keep an eye open. I'm just going to keep an eye on the parents to see if our main game has started, which it does not seem to have yet. Our guest set is ready. I just don't know where he is. He should be here any moment. So let's see. So black, instead of taking the pawn, elected to. I do not understand. Oh, I see. Maybe the fact that the queen was on pre had something to do with it. That's quite a shocking mistake. I am waiting for the guest who should have been here now and said everything is fine. I'm going to just remove my camera for 2 seconds. I can't. And our main feature game has started. So we are going to go over to our feature game. We will keep an eye out on this game, but we are going over to a feature game for the day. And our feature game of a day. No, it's not there. Let's just go. Okay, there's our feature game of the day. It is the FIDE Master versus our board one. And it seems like everybody's playing this Owens defense thing. Another Owens defense. If you bear with me, I'm just going to tell us that I just want to tell my guest that I'm waiting. I am. Okay. There we go. And device not connected. Okay, but it says there we go. It looks like he is connecting. Okay. Let's just wait for him to be connected. It is taking a bit long. But as we see a lot of the players suddenly in the league this season. I've seen quite a few of this Owens defense. I know that I don't know why it's taking so long. he gets disconnected again. I don't know why our guest keeps getting disconnected, but I'll keep on to telling you guys what I do know of this Owens defense. And Wesley So in his new and his series at Chessable recommends a setup like this. And then uh, this, 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 and this, and this. That's what Wesley presents. Let's try again to just join our guest. Let's see what I guess keeps trying to join, but I don't see him. Somehow he does not want to join him. But okay, so the Owens defense, he's definitely trying to put our player out of book by playing something slightly unusual. And in the chat, our player does say, okay, I'm just having problems with my guest saying, I'm saying he has he's difficulty to join. If you bear with me. I want to tell him to just you. Just telling him to use his phone to join, because that is how we know all my other guests join, and then we don't have any problems with the other guests. So let's see if this would help. Just try and join him again. No, he keeps getting knocked off. I do not understand why. Normally we do not have any problems with people joining. Okay, so there's a very long think here because of the surprise of this move. And the player from my team is taking his time. I would just play knight f3. There's no doubt about it. There's no fear for anything like f5. It's just it's a non-threat. I think this is what the FM tried to do just by playing this slightly unusual opening. I asked my guest to try use his phone. I don't know if that is going to help. I'm still waiting for him. So in the meantime, while we are busy with that, the other game in our match seems to progress quite nicely. White is actually surviving and defending that c3 square and got his knight to f5, which is good news for that team. I think the pressure is building here. I see that the player over white pieces are thinking of playing 4f4. I know that 4f4 is a move in this situation, in this position, but I thought the more surefire play is knight f3. f4 is a guns out blazing situation. I see, here we go. Let's try and add our guest. There we are. James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, finally, you came to join us.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi, I just plugged in the cable now because it wasn't working just now.
It's strange. Normally my guests, they just use the phone and it works fine. Okay, so I'm just going to go a few moves back because you've missed the first few moves.
Okay.
This is now our board, my team's board number 1, playing against the FIDE Master, who surprised us with 1 b6, and we transposed into what I know is an Owen's defense situation. I don't know if you know this position very well.
Not really. Normally, I just develop my knights and castle.
Yes, I know that because I've been studying Wesley So's lifetime repertoire, and he in this position recommends knight f3. But after some thought, our players played a move which I know to be a move in this situation. Also, I don't know how strong it is, but it is a f4, which is quite a provocative move, I would say.
It makes a little bit of sense, though.
Yes.
You want to develop the knights without having to worry about pushing the pawn later on, or moving the knight to be able to push the pawn.
That is correct. But you also know that there's going to be some open diagonals later, so you are saying I'm going all out for the win.
Yeah.
The thing what is important here, though, is that our team is 1 point ahead in the league, in the race at the moment. As you can see, we are 4-3 up, and there's another concurrent game being played where we've got the black pieces, but I think we're looking quite good there. So I don't know why our player's playing for win when he's basically got draw odds.
Knight f6, I'm not sure about that move for black. Doesn't seem right.
Just putting pressure on e4. So you say you will play queen e2, yeah?
Or probably knight c3 to defend the pawn.
I thought when this knight comes out, it will come to d2 because of the pin, and we want to play c3s. So yeah, I see it plays queen e2. Why did you like knight c3 more? Were you not worried?
I didn't want to. After bishop b5, b4, I was probably gonna play queen e2 then. I didn't want to. I didn't want to block my bishop on c1 from going out.
Look, we want to play the bishop out first, but that's why I played queen e. That's why I thought queen e2 first, c3, and at some stage this bishop. Actually, if I remember correctly, in my repertoire, my lines, my bishop actually comes to f4 instead of the pawn. So that is quite. So that is also something to consider. So he did go for a queen e2 line. I think the normal move for black here is actually d5 or bishop e7.
After d5, though, I'd probably play e5 and then.
Yes, e5 and knight e4.
Yeah, and then I'd be looking at some knight e4. Then I'd probably play knight d2 and try exchange that knight.
Yeah.
You should never take the knight with the bishop, because then you're giving away the d5 square and you're opening the bishop on b7 as well.
Correct. I agree. And there we go, d5 as predicted. So we are predicting the moves. The only move so far which I've been wrong about was f4, which I like knight f3 here.
Yeah,
obviously
I think probably E5 would probably be played, yeah. The only other
Yeah.
move is knight D2, but I think that maybe loses a D4 pawn in some lines. So probably
I think
E5 is the only move.
I think I find it difficult to find lines where we don't lose the D4 pawn if we don't push E5 or take on D5, but we don't want to do that. If we take on D5, black just takes over knight.
Yeah.
That's fantastic for black. So the only move we think is E5. Yeah.
Yeah, I like E5 though, because then white's going to be very aggressive after that. With F5, knight F3, maybe castle, and white's the one on the attack.
Yeah, we actually got quite a nice, if he doesn't play knight e4, he plays it immediately. If he had played knight e7, we would get to a very French type of position, like a classical French position. So if this knight was there, it would have been like a classical French.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
And then it's important to not play F5 right away there because of queen h4 check, and then the pawn on d4 is going to be lost. Also, you can play like queen f2, but then you're just exchanging queens.
Yeah, and we've got the most space. We don't want to exchange pieces. We want to keep pieces on the board to maximize our spatial advantage.
Now, yeah, I'd play knight d2, where like not really much thought.
I'm thinking, what do you think about knight f3 first? Why are we in a hurry?
Because that knight on e4 is really annoying.
It is annoying, but we can deal with it a bit later, even if we want to. Maybe we prompt something like this. I don't think players of this caliber will make that mistake and give us that move for free. But knight f3. Tell me what you want to do. What's the worst that can happen? Oh,
knight f3, c5. Yeah, c5 is probably a good move.
And then we play c3 anyway.
c3. But now we can take, and then when we play knight d2, he's always got bishop b5.
Bishop
what did someone say? B4, sorry.
Okay.
I played knight f3.
The thing is c5, c3, pawn takes, we can play knight takes, huh?
Yeah, but he's threatening some c4 maybe.
But that's why. Yeah, but we play c3. So if he does play c4, bishop can go down. So that's why we play c3. So we've got the option.
What did they say in chat there? They said knight d2, bishop e4 or something.
Knight d2, bishop e4 is also bad. Yeah, it's the player himself who said that. Can't play knight d2 because or bishop e4. He thought that knight d2 is quite bad. I don't know why it was immediately bad, but this is exactly the way I would have played it as well. I thought.
No, I would have done a little bit.
You would have gone knight d2.
But now maybe you can take the knight on e4 and then play knight fd2 or something and try win the pawn. But
I would still, so you want to do this?
Yeah, but then you can try that. But okay, the pawn on d4 is still hanging then, so that's a bit of a problem.
No, it's not. How's it hanging? You take knight d2.
Knight moves, and then take the pawn on d4.
Take, yeah, and the pawn takes back.
And the queen takes the pawn.
Yes, of course. So maybe prepare it with bishop e3, which is a move we know from a classical French.
Yeah, or white, if he doesn't want to be, if he doesn't want to commit to anything, and just castle. and then
That's also
see what black does. But black right now, his plan is pretty simple. He's just gonna castle, probably play knight c6, and
okay, but
try create some sort of pressure.
but if white does play bishop e3, what does black play?
Probably just castle.
But then our plan works. Takes, knight. Just
Yeah, but let me see.
I see white does not consider my move, bishop e3 move. Because whenever black takes here, I'm going to take with a knight. That square is my knight square.
You're always going to take with the knight.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Because I want my knight there, and that just makes it so good. So I really don't know what's wrong with bishop e3 threatening to win the pawn, or yeah, even let's just look at something strange like f5. So if we play here, castle, we take, he takes, we play knight here. Now we're threatening twice. He plays f5, en passant. No,
You can take with
bad.
the pawn then.
Yeah.
Take back
but
with
it's
the
still,
pawn.
Yeah, but the point is that e4 is hanging.
I don't know. I would still play knight d2 here without much thought. Knight b d2, and get that knight off and open the bishop on d3.
So what you're saying is I like this and you like this, and I've got a feeling the player is going to play that.
Yeah, I'd play knight d2, takes, castle f5. It's all coming. I'm on the attack, but when this knight is on e4, just chilling there, the attack sort of halted. But I guess you can castle and wait a few moves.
But I'm telling you, the more I think about it, and the more you tell me we speak, bishop e3 just looks like a good move.
With bishop e3, the point is just to defend the d4 pawn.
Well, and also to get the bishop in front of the knight. Yeah. That's why I like bishop e3. It is developing a piece. It is defending the d4 pawn, and we are threatening to win. Oh, but we're not threatening to win then.
Yeah, because the bishop's on e3.
Yes. Oh, okay. So maybe not.
Yeah, I'm at this point. I'm not going to be trying to win the pawn. I just want to attack.
Okay, and what do you want to attack? What do you think?
Yeah, I'd either castle or knight d2, and I'm looking at f5 for white soon. So yeah, either castle or knight d2 is what I would be considering as white.
That's clearly also what the white player is considering. He says as much also in the chat.
Oh yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah, look, he whispers. He can whisper to us without his opponent seeing what he's saying. So he's been whispering.
Wait, how does he do that though?
Oh, do you know? You see, you play too much Blitz. If you go into chat and you /W and then type what you want to say, it is whisper, and only because the spectators can see it, your opponent can't see
yeah, jeez, I didn't know about that. Yeah, knight b2. This is the move I also like.
Yes, so yeah.
Black can play f5 if he's feeling like I don't know, f5, and then if you take back with the knight. But I'm not sure. That just looks.
Doesn't that just hang e6?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And the slight problem with e6 is it just also holds the diagonal, so black won't be able to castle. So
Yeah,
I
he
think
probably he has to take the knights, and then I would take back with the bishop.
yes, I agree. I see in the commentary there's a certain Tyrant Forster in the chat saying that you look like you're half asleep.
I sort of am. I was like in the sun for like 4 hours now because
What did you do?
my house is on show because my parents wanted solace, so the show house people sort of just kicked me out.
Oh, sure, but why are you guys selling? Are you moving? Well, obviously.
I think my parents want to downsize because like both me and my
Oh,
sister, we basically finished school now, so
yes, of course.
they don't
And
need
as you,
this huge house anymore.
I see. Yeah, your sister. Yeah, I spoke to my wife today. Your sister's at university now. Hey,
Yeah, in Stellenbosch.
is she in Stellenbosch? Okay, we weren't sure which university she is. She's gone to. Oh, yes, and you writing matric. So next year we don't. Do you know what you're going to do next year?
I'm not actually sure. It's a bit of a problem. I've got to decide soon. Black
Maybe become
is
a.
playing really fast, yeah.
Yes,
Like
I know
he's
he
only
was
spent
playing.
a few minutes.
Yes, he was definitely playing fast because he's either very well paid or he's trying to put pressure on the clock. You must understand also, like a lot of the players, especially the top boards, are like you. They play mostly blitz. Then they come to this very slow league, and then they used to playing fast. So they actually play very, very fast. And of course, it goes to it has both sides of a coin. If you do it well, you put pressure on your opponent. If you do it bad, you blunder your game.
I mean, yeah, there's not that much pressure on the opponent right now. He's still got 34 minutes.
Yes, I know, but maybe the position plus the playing fast, creating I'm very confident, a young Pomnishi type of I play fast type of idea.
You know what Black might be looking at? Maybe there's
Yes.
some bishop h4 check, and after g3 potential sacrifices, but I don't think so.
Okay, so what he does is he takes. Yes, because he says you can't take with a pawn anymore. That means you can take with a pawn now, but the c3 square, normally you don't take with a pawn, allowing taking with a pawn, giving the c3 square to the knight. Because the knight has gone to d2, he's taken on d4. But as we said, now I'm taking with a knight all day long, and now we definitely are threatening to take on e4 thereafter.
See, if I was playing Blitz, I would have taken back with the pawn instantly, but probably taking with the knight looks a lot better now.
Yes, the thing is that you're supporting f5. This is a nice square for your pieces to go through.
Wait, this is what Black could have been looking at. Bishop h4 check. If g3, yes. Then yes. Bishop takes g3, pawn takes g3, knight takes g3 with the fork.
Yes, I see that.
Black could be.
Yeah, it could have been taken. He can still look at it right now.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good for Black because 2 pawns for the rook.
Well, it's 2 pieces for rook and 2 pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the knight stuck on d2, but it would probably go to f3. White is taking the pawn with the knight, but White can also play bishop takes e5 first, and then after pawn takes, then take the pawn with the knight, and all of a sudden that pawn's under some pressure.
Oh yes, you're right. You mean bishop takes e4 right now, but bishop takes e4, pawn takes pawn.
Oh, that's some tricky stuff.
Yes, we must look at.
So yeah, that's
probably a problem. Yeah, so I still think that knight takes first. And then
Yeah, knight takes bishop h4.
Do you
King
think, and you
g2,
think,
take the rook.
well, I'll first play check. Oh, wow, look at this. We didn't even think of it this way.
He can go this way, because then when you take on c3, you're obviously not attacking the knights anymore.
Exactly. And
But yeah, this is pretty strong from white. I like what he has done here. He's going to be a pawn up.
Yes, he's definitely going to be a pawn up, because if the bishop now take over queen with tempo against the rook, and if you don't,
how do you
just take
that rook? You got to go knight e7.
Yes, exactly. And then thereafter we take with another. This is very strong for white. This is really strong for white. Not only are we a pawn up. Yes.
Black has to play like queen c7.
Well, then if you play queen,
then you can just take the pawn on d4 with the knight and be happy.
Be very happy, because yes, in fact, then we take over.
Then you're also threatening queen f3 as well. Queen f3 is a strong move, because then after bishop takes, queen takes, you can't really defend the rook on a8.
And also queen b5 checks in some lines, because the c6 square becomes white has complete control over c6.
Yeah, black definitely misplayed this though. Taking the pawn on d4 instantly wasn't the best.
Yeah, but as we were saying, he was playing very fast, and we were discussing with this very fast play, where you come from a player who's used to playing fast, coming to a slower league on the internet. It's a tendency which I've picked up.
Yeah, but now white's got this is probably like +3 at least on an engine.
I don't know if it's +3, but probably closer to +1.5, +2 maybe. Do you think +3?
Yeah, this is like completely winning in my eyes. Black can wait. Black can maybe play d3 or something to try and mix up something. d3 with the pawn to attack the queen. That's probably a good move, yeah.
d3, queen takes, bishop takes. Oh wow!
I would have taken back with the bishop instead of the queen.
Because of, so if we can just go back, you would have taken with a bishop with the idea of maybe coming to check. So yeah, now I'm taking with a knight all day long.
The knight sort of does give black the c5 square though, so maybe that is.
Yes, but we get c6. But we get c6.
Yeah, taking with the pawn gives away b4. So then.
Yeah, b4 is. I think take the knight, and if he doesn't castle, our next move is queen c6 check. Is it?
Yeah, something like this.
Wait, is there something
needs to get it?
Wait a minute. Can white not play queen check immediately?
Yeah, then king f8. And
then there's no castle. Then he's got just taking away the castle. Isn't queen c6 immediate and followed up by knight takes on d4?
Yeah, queen c6, king f8, knight d4 looks. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and after knight c5, I can just cast. I'm castling. In fact, the c5 square, I'm more worried about the bishop coming to c5 than the knight, because my king is going to be on g1, and then this is going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I think white's got this one in the bag.
That's a bit premature, James. But I think
queen c6 check. Yeah.
I think that's a very strong move right now. just taking away castling, which means that this rook is going to be completely out of a game for a very long time.
Yeah, black's gonna have to play like h5, h4, and try get the rook out that way.
Which, wow, that's not a bad idea either. I mean, that makes reasonable sense. I mean, because we know the white king is coming this way. Because I never see. Okay, I don't know about you. I mean, I'm never seeing that black is
Queen c6
white.
very good, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
exactly
guy
what
in the
we say.
chat sees it as well.
Yeah, Tom is one of my teammates, and yeah, he agrees. Yeah, that is exactly the only thing that makes logical sense after king f8 is to run up the h pawn.
Yeah, king f8 is the only move here. So
yeah, so now I'm
basically
I'm
what
still,
they're saying on stream.
Yeah, I'm still taking with a knight. Yeah, I want yes, and he instantly plays it. That's a bit fast. So the only thing now is we must be fearful of rook c8 and play it instantly. These guys are playing extremely fast.
Oh, where do you put the queen?
I'm looking, my knee-jerk reaction is obviously b7, but I am
But queen b7 gives black knight c5 with tempo, and the knight is coming to d3 with a check as well. So that's something.
So you rather
I'd
go
play the queen back to f3. Just be safe.
You mean we already got our pawn? We just want to be safe. You don't want to pick up any further pawns.
The a7 pawn isn't really worth giving black a check and having our king in the center for the rest of the game.
Well, yes. You mean black there's already one king in the center. We don't want two. Okay, so what we are saying then is you like king f3.
Yeah, queen f3.
Queen f3. Yes, if you play queen b7, you might end up with king f3 later on. Yeah, so, actually, the point that you're making that the a7 pawn is actually not so important, I really think is valid.
This guy in chat agrees with me.
Well, it's not.
Oh wait,
this
that's the guy actually playing.
That's the actual player who's saying that. So he seems to agree with you. He's not as materialistic as I am.
Is this player watching the stream or something?
No, it's
always,
just. No, he's not watching the stream. I can see who's watching the stream. He's not watching the stream. But what I can say is that shows that I'm the only materialist here, but I think I agree with you. Queen f3.
And obviously, definitely. Queen e4 just gives black tempo with knight c5. So that's why.
And I also. Yeah,
if there was like a pawn, something stopping c5, I would have gone to e4 with the queen just to be more centralized. But then it just gives black free tempi.
Yeah, but what I also like about queen f3 is that it does, in a way, support. Well, maybe I should make it blue. Support this pawn. So maybe it's very anti-positional. But if tactics needs, we might be able to play b4 at some stage. So, and also, if we do play bishop e3, the queen will be supporting the bishop on e3. So I think I like your queen f3 idea. The only thing that I do pick up here is that if we look at the minor pieces, we have this bishop. Black has got this bishop, but most of our pawns are on dark squares. And as we said, yes?
The bishop on c1 isn't a very good piece right now, but as soon as white plays f4 or f5, sorry, then the bishop all of a sudden becomes a monster.
Correct. So our plan is still a long-term plan to play f5, as we've been saying all along. I agree.
I'd want to castle first, Just
No,
get
for
the king
sure.
out of the center.
Yeah. Look, in these structures where you've got these pawns, you get it a lot, very often in the Caro Kann, and even more so in the classical French. It's always the plan is to push that f5, and very often it's even with a pawn sacrifice. I remember a game where one of Garry Kasparov's Blitz games he played there in St. Louis a few years back. He was playing in the Caro Kann, and he actually sacked the pawn like this just so that he could get his knight to f4. I think he played it against Toplov. I'm not sure, but I remember that. So this is definitely strategically our most desirable pawn break.
Yeah, and if this pawn wasn't on f4, we'd be threatening knight takes e6 right now with the
Yes,
knight
exactly.
pin.
Yes, if we were playing over the board, you can just go and bump the pawn off and then take the no. Yeah, no, that's a nice observation. That if this pawn wasn't here, that would be winning a queen on the spot.
Yeah, I was looking at some like tactics with f5, f6, and then castle, and then when black moves the bishop, obviously knight takes e6 would just win the queen.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that if not your h5, black might be thinking of castling by hand.
Yeah, but then the rook on h8 still isn't doing anything really.
Yeah, you're right. He still needs to move the queen somewhere and then get the. In fact, if black does not play g6, your plan of him before castling being very greedy and pushing immediately, what is wrong with that?
Nothing, because like even though king's still on e1, black doesn't have a way to directly attack it.
Yes. Because even the plan we were fearful of the knight is covered. Actually, if it was white's move, why can't we just play f5?
Yeah, maybe that's the reason black would be considering g6 as well to stop f5.
Yeah, I think g6 is maybe the move. The
But
move here for black.
g6 sort of does, like my bishop on c1 is eyeing that h6 square. I might play f5 anyway. And
I was
then
going
go
to ask
bishop
you now.
h6.
Just give the pawn back. Yeah, because if he takes like this, we can even be funny and push the e6.
Yeah, I'm not sure about e6 there though.
Well, the point is he can't take back because we win the queen. Yeah. So let's see g6, f5. He can't play king g7. If he plays pawn takes, we play bishop checks, king there.
I think you'd probably go king back to e8 because
to
king
e8.
g8 seems like it's gonna run into a checkmate with. Oh, you're saying it takes with the e pawn on f5 or
yeah,
g pawn?
Not the g pawn, not the g pawn. E pawn
yeah,
and put your king.
mating.
Yeah, I think the e pawn. By taking the e pawn, he takes the risk of an eventual e6 break. So we're saying we're looking at maybe giving the pawn back.
Yeah, I'd probably, being white, I would probably just play g4 and then f5.
That's the safer approach. But I mean, I actually think we're getting. I still like our position. We definitely better. Question is whether we're winning. And then the question I asked you earlier of castling queenside comes to mind.
Yeah, maybe.
Because then we've got these discovered attacks.
Maybe white doesn't even have to castle though. He can put his king on f2 and the bishop on e3. Something like that.
Sure, the more we look at it, the more I like white's position here.
Yeah, white is also a pawn up. And this knight's on a6 for black. Like it wanted to come to c5, but now it's like taking a tempo to do that. So
It's just too slow, yeah.
It would have been better on d7. Also, still being able to go to c5 from that square.
And just an update so that you know about the match situation. The match situation at the moment is, as you can see, 4-3, but there's another concurrent game being played. And in that concurrent game, our teammate...
Wait, what?
Yes, he wants this. Okay,
but
our
that's not even a threat right now because the knight is covering that square.
Yeah, so
white can just play bishop e3, and then I guess black's going knight d5 though, which is pretty nice.
Why can't we just play f5? Like we've been
that
saying.
Looks a bit adventurous now.
Why? Remember, we're taking you with check. We're taking you with check. So what did, okay, if I play, I'm white, and I'm playing f5 now, what do you play?
What am I doing for black? Probably have to take the pawn. And then, I don't know, if you take with the queen.
Yes, I take with the queen.
Then you have to play... I don't know, probably...
Because remember, if I take
d5, queen d5.
Can I play e6?
E6, just f6, and then sort of...
No, e6, you just play queen takes queen, and knight takes and pawn takes.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't play queen d5. But James, you can't play queen d5. I just take your rook. Pawn takes.
That's a bit of a problem.
Yes, and I'm threatening knight e6 check. I'm threatening pawn push. I don't know what. Yes, what happens if I play f5 right now?
Oh, maybe.
And remember, if I take
black
the queen on, it covers all these squares where the knight wants to go.
Yeah, black would have to play like king g8 or something to stop the threat of knight e6.
But then I push e6.
But then just f6 and sort of shut down the position.
Okay, maybe not that. Okay, but takes.
Maybe a castle or something with
in fact, yes. Wait. Yeah, takes. You say now I castle.
Yeah, I think this is probably like black is really struggling. Yeah.
If he finds f5 now, I'm just saying it in the chat. I think f5 now is quite strong.
f5. What else can black do instead of taking that? Though?
Well, what about the immediate queen? No, to immediate queen d5. Oh wait,
queen d5.
Takes. Okay, let me just.
Takes. If you take on e6, then queen takes queen, knight takes, and there's a knight c2 check or something.
No. If f5, queen d5, I take on d5.
Knight takes back. Has to.
Pawn takes pawn. And if pawn takes back, knight takes check. And we are in the endgame with 2 pawns up. Queens are off the board. So I think f5 is just crushing.
Yeah. Black doesn't really have anything as well.
Yeah. I mean, queen d5, we said you take back. You take the queen, yes. And pawn takes, we take with a queen, covering all the dangerous squares and threatening immediate winning the queen. or alternatively castling. I think f5 is just crushing.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this knight b5 move from black.
Knight b4, you mean?
Yeah, knight b4. Sorry, I keep mixing up these squares.
Yeah, well, the numbers, yeah. Oh, and he castles, which is a good move, but I thought that f5 was just crushing.
Castle still threatening f5, but now
Yes.
black can play g6.
Yes, because this queen takes knight's going to come with
Or
check.
maybe bishop c5. Yeah.
Oh, bishop c5 is actually a much better move.
And if bishop e3, take the knight and then play knight c2.
Exactly, yeah. Well, bishop c5, f5. I so want to play that. Yeah,
f5,
yeah. Now
then I take the knight.
Yes, it's too late.
And then
too
take
late.
back.
Yeah, I think f5 was better. I think bishop c5 just pinning
Wait,
that knight.
f5 was a bishop c5. You see,
Yeah.
bishop c5 wasn't really a thought because the king was on e1 instead
E1.
of g1.
Exactly. So now we've moved our king into the fray.
Yeah, now I think bishop c5 is pretty strong for black. What will white do?
Okay, so black now offers the exchange of queens.
Yeah, there might be c takes b5 though, and then after the queen
b4,
takes
you mean?
knight. Yeah, b4. Sorry. And then bishop e3, and after queen takes our pawn on either b4, b2, now we can play f5, sort of giving up a pawn but getting a good attack.
Yeah, but I thought f5 was much better earlier on.
Or you can play queen g4 as well. I'm not sure because I definitely don't want to exchange queens.
Yeah, you don't want to go for the less pieces, less worries idea.
Not in this position where black's king is on f8 and the rook is
that's
stuck.
a good point. That's a very good
But
point. So
after queen g4, probably black can play h5.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, we don't like f5. I'm not so. What other moves do we have for white except taking or except queen g4? What about
taking the knights is the
So
only
what
other
about-
thing I was.
what about queen f2?
Queen f2 obviously threatening to
Take the knight.
take the knight. But then there's
but then
knight
knight
d3.
d3.
But is knight d3 even that serious? And maybe just queen e2 then, and let white black take the bishop.
Yeah, but if we're going to go that route, if we're going to chop off wood, why don't we just take the queen?
Yeah, I would not want to take the queen. Yeah, taking the queen just helps black because he wants to put his knight there anyway. But if we move our queen now, he's got to take an extra move to move the queen off the square and then put the knight there. And we're also leaving pressure on his knight as well. So your idea could work with queen e3, where it's protecting the knight, and now white.
Yeah. But
Knight
if I go
c2,
queen,
the knight is protecting that square.
yes, but what about
bishop c5? Oof, that's a pain. Yeah, probably black might even be better then.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
No, they're thinking about
in the chat.
They're talking about what you said earlier about taking on b4, which I was not so keen about. If I was going to do, I'm moving my queen.
I'm still looking at taking on b4, and then queen takes knight, only move, bishop e3. Queen probably takes on b4, and then f5, and
Are you sacking B2?
white's got a nice attack. Not really, because I'll take on e6.
Oh, okay.
But maybe instead of taking on b4, black can take on b2 first, and then after f5, the pawn on e5 is hanging, which...
Yes, which we don't want. Wait a minute, wait, let's just look at that. Take on b4, take with check, bishop e3, b2, f5.
But also white can play just like a simple rook b1 first to kick the queen off this diagonal, and then play f5.
But if you do that, he plays queen c3.
Yeah, but then rook c1 is just winning a piece.
Oh, yes, of course.
Winning the rook on the back rank.
Yeah, so, that's actually, so takes, he has to take, he has to take one of these two. So,
taking on b2, probably rook b1. Rook a b1.
Yeah, yes. If he takes on b4, we play f5 immediately. So he's got his pawn back, but we are attacking. So let's just see. He takes, we take.
Takes, queen takes. We're threatening checkmate on f7. Don't forget about that.
Yes, I can see that. I'm just looking at how he can defend it. He can't
if he
defend
defends
it.
Like
queen c4, we play rook c1. Ah, no. Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe he has to play like f6 or something, but then takes pawn takes f6, bishop takes f6, probably bishop g4. Just looks like you're gonna eventually win something there. Yeah, g5. Sorry.
Okay, so what we are saying is take. He has to take. Bishop attacks. He's going to take one of these two. So a queen is either on this square or that square.
He might just go back to d5, queen d5. But then I would move the queen away again, probably to g3. Idea being that when I want to play f5, the pawn on e5 is protected.
Yes. Yeah, actually, I must admit I was not looking at taking on b4, but now you basically convinced me. I think taking on b4 is starting to look much better. It's really starting to look actually quite good for white.
It does mess up the pawn structure a little bit, and maybe
we still
the
gonna have
black rook can get to c2 one day. So
yes, but not very soon because we.
Yeah, because right now we are on an attacking spree.
Yes, and the queen's looking after the back rank, our queen, because his queen is going to be off d5, and it's forced. It is absolutely forced.
Yeah, queen takes b2 or b4 isn't forced. Like fully forced. Yeah, maybe queen d5 because black wants to exchange queens. But even then, you can probably just get away with taking the queen and then playing rook c1.
Rook c1. And then, even though, as you said earlier, the king, but I mean, only white is playing for a win. Only white. It's a 2-result match.
Yeah, the rook's coming to c7 after that as well. If black plays like g6, then rook c7. Obviously, taking the rook on c1 first.
Yes. This is actually absolutely winning. Yeah, now I'm going to agree with you and say this is like +3, +4.
So what's happening with your team here? Are they where do you see the score?
Okay, I'll quickly see if I can take you there. But look, no, Our score, as we say at the moment, is still 4. We are the second highest match on the rankings, and we are 4-3 out of 10 games. So there's 3 games, 2 concurrent games, and 1 just after this. The 1 game that's being played, we are an exchange up. My team is an exchange up in the end game. So I think we are doing very well. And in this game, we are, like you can see, a pawn up. So I think we only need 1.5 out of 3. And this looks like a 1, if not a half. And the other one looks like a 1, if not a half. So the pressure is definitely on the other team.
I wonder what else White can be considering there.
Bishop E3.
Bishop E3.
That's a bit timid. I think the white player is a bit intimidated by the player with the black pieces.
Well, you have to take back with the rook.
Yes, of course.
And then probably knight d5.
Yeah, and then knight. And I'm not
Bishop e3. I didn't like that move.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I think White had a chance to be sort of forceful there.
Yeah, I think White had 2 with castling and with f5 had very strong.
He's still got f5 now though. So there's still chances. I swear there's been f5 in like every calculation we've done.
Yeah, in the last moves. Yeah, I think White has been a little bit timid in his play. But okay, so what are we playing now? f5 again.
f5. I'm not sure about f5 now though, because White can take our. Black can take our bishop, or can even just take the pawn on f5. And we have to take back with the knight because also our bishop is hanging.
Yeah, and then our pawn on e5.
Oh wait, if f5, pawn takes, knight takes bishop, and then we have to take back with the knight, because if we take with the rook, bishop c5 is a pin. So yeah, f5 isn't the best move here, I don't think. So
okay, so
I'd probably play like
the rook f1
or something.
Rook a-f1, yes. And now I think White's advantage is +1 at most.
Has slipped a little bit. Yeah, Black is gonna play g6, king g7, bishop f2. That's I sort of like that move because obviously now you're keeping your bishop, and f5 is possible again. But also, I'm not sure. f2 maybe isn't the best square for this bishop, because it is blocking the rook on f3 a little bit. But I don't think it was ever planning to go back.
It's also stopping. Yeah, it's also stopping any ideas of doubling the rooks. Like, these 2 rooks are like an old married couple. They're not talking to each other. What do you mean? Yeah, since when? G6, yes. Okay, so
I was just laughing at your joke.
I think maybe the way to go here is G4, like we said earlier.
I'm not sure. I would have probably put on my my positional play boots in this one and stopped going for f4. Maybe just played rook d1 or something.
Shoo, what happened here? Did I just blink and miss 2 moves? Shoo.
Yeah, but now Black can take this pawn on g4, and after White takes back, the rook on h8 is
suddenly
doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have played g4 so fast as White. Maybe rook d1.
But then again,
just doing something.
Doesn't White have king g2 with the idea of rook h1 and rook h3?
Like Black can play king g7, yeah, of for example.
Yes.
And then if rook h1 takes, and bring the other rook to h8. Something like that.
Oh, yes, and we can never play rook, well, we not never, but we can't play rook h3 because then the pawn on f4 is hanging.
Pretty much. I'm not sure. I think white is still trying to get f5 here, but it's not really as strong as it was in any of the last 5 moves.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm definitely seeing white slipping.
You know what you can do? Like, have you applied to be a Lichess streamer?
I am on, and it's showing that I'm. It is showing.
Oh,
We
it
are
shows
live
that you're streaming.
Yes, I'm
I
making
know.
sure, but
I just didn't see it anywhere on the actual screen right now.
Okay, but it sometimes takes a while and sometimes comes on and off, with showing that we are streaming.
Yeah, black is. What is black's blitz rating on Lichess? Can you? Because
yes, I can
he's
tell.
playing really fast.
He is playing very fast.
25:01 rapid and 24:36 blitz.
Yes,
that's pretty good. But yeah, white is actually doing well in this game, considering he's playing such a high-rated opponent.
Your blitz rating is also 2400, is it not?
Yeah, I hit 2400 like for the first time, actually, only 2 days ago.
Well, congrats. There we go. Just over 24.
I beat some person who was streaming to get to 2400.
How can you do that? You do see, you still see there that somebody here has a positive score against you, yeah?
To be honest, how was he moves? I don't even remember playing you. I see your username there in the top right. I probably berserked you or something.
Yeah, because no, it was one of our club championships when this account was still new, and then but it was a blitz game, so which we played. Okay, bishop c5.
Bishop c5. I'm not sure about that move. I was looking at king g7.
Me too. King
but
g2?
I guess if king g7 wasn't forced right away, because if white plays king g2, now black can still play king g7. So bishop c5 does make sense. Does black want to take this knight? Take the knight and then have this monster knight on d5. That might be a plan. But if you take the knight, white can take back with the bishop and try at some stage play c4 to kick the knight's away. But otherwise, this knight is staying on d5 for the rest of the game.
Yeah, look, that knight has been a bit of a problem for a while now. First, it was a problem for black when it was on the rim. Now it's a problem for white when it's nice and central. I'm looking at f5, but the problem is that g takes, and then I'm not so sure I like it anymore for white, because opening the g file.
f5, you can sort of just take everything. Take on f5 twice, and then try do something from there.
I think my money is on king g2. Just walking out of any discovered out of the diagonal, so that I maybe someday have some.
So king g2, maybe bishop takes d4.
D4, then bishop. You have to play bishop takes, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, bishop takes. Wow, now king g7. There might be f5 though, because the bishop is staring down that diagonal.
Oh,
so
yes,
and king g2.
Yeah, king
after
g7.
King g2, probably just king g7.
Yeah, but I don't mind King G2, King G7. Then I'm also playing F5. Then I'm not so fearful of a G file opening if his king is also there. My fear is putting F5 right now and opening the G file and allowing something like Rook G8, King E7 and Rook G8 check. So I think King G2 right now.
Wait, why does Black have to go to G7 though? Black can also play King E7, which might be a bit more clever. But then I guess Rook H1 or something.
Yeah,
Rook H1 takes.
King takes, and then
the other rook can go to H8, and White might have some Knight C6 check and winning the A7 pawn in some lines.
Yes, I agree. No, King G2 is just a move here. I'm just walking out of any potential danger on this line, and I might just at some stage try to do something here.
Geez, 13 spectators on this game.
Sorry,
quite
yes.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's actually, to tell you the truth, I'm surprised. I thought there was going to be a bit more. Normally, this is about the average amount of spectators we get in the league on the higher boards stuff. I've seen a lot. I've seen in the 20s and close to 30. So I was expecting to have at least 20. I'm a bit surprised how little spectators and people we have. Even in the stream, I was playing a game. I was streaming a game last week where we had almost double as many, well, more than double the spectators that we have right now. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Yeah, you sort of got to build up an audience.
Yeah, but like last week, I'd live at my highest amount of spectators was 14. Viewers was 14 on stream when I was interviewing
the winner. That's very good.
That was when I was interviewing the winner of the game. So hopefully, when we interview the winner of this game, we'll also get a lot more people to come and view. And also, I was thinking we would get some people from Ludo, because I've now officially informed everybody from Ludo about the channel. Until now, it's been a bit hush hush. And today, I don't know if you know, I made it public.
I did not know about that.
No, because the channel I've kept quite hush hush, and today in our club, the club's WhatsApp group, I made it public, and I thought some people would come and watch, but it seems like the people did not come.
Well,
you and the sun
sent me a notification on VHS. Let me see. It's just my clubs, my numerous clubs.
Yeah, one of your German clubs.
How do you know about those?
I know. I speak. Look, I may be your ex-coach, but I speak to your new coach from time to time. How often do you meet with your new coach? Once a week?
No, not once a week. Not very often.
Is like that so?
Only twice a month or something like that.
Is it as little as that? I thought you spent a lot more time, but it tells me that you are working quite hard. Is that true?
Not really. I just play Blitz a lot. I like during my holidays I had an actual board set up and reading some books, but these days it's just online.
Because I mean, it was a while ago. He said he was very proud that you were working very hard, and
I don't know. I still consider online as work, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. You were saying?
I consider playing online as doing work.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. By the way, we've just been told that the other game is finished and my team has won. So I think we can quickly just fix our board.
So you've got a guaranteed win on this round.
No, we've got a guarantee that we've got a tie. We could. What could happen is, let me just put another thing on.
I think probably, yeah, White was probably winning. Yeah, but now I don't know. It's starting to look like more of a draw. But White is still a pawn up, so. But also, his time is rapidly decreasing.
Yeah, what we talked about earlier, but we've got draw odds now. So if White draws, my team goes through. So as you can see, we've got 5 points. You need 5 points for a tie and 5.5. It's just like at nationals.
So you must have somebody else playing from your team still.
Yeah, we've got one more game the year after to play, which actually starts in. Oh, I thought it may have. No, I think it starts at 8 o'clock our time. It starts in 45 minutes. But both
these
both
games don't all start at the same time.
No, how this league works is you can actually you've got 2 days to contact your opponent, and the two of you actually agree on when you want to play. But obviously, because so many people work, most games are being played over weekends. But also because the deadline for the games are in our time, like midnight on a Sunday. That means this time of day is always the last game or the second last game being played. So all the crunch games are always on this time on a Sunday.
Yeah, and your team's in 6th place right now. Or are you going to move up?
We were joint 6th place because there's 2 teams who had full scores, having won all their matches, and then there was 7 teams who had drawn one and won all the other matches, of which my team was one. But now that we win, I actually want to see what happened I can quickly look exactly, because that other team's game was being played also. They haven't started that game. Yeah, the 2 top teams play their last game starting at 8 o'clock. So we will be in the top 4 or so after this, considering that we will get a draw. But as you mentioned, I think my team player is playing. He plays King G2 at last, but he is playing a bit slow. But there is still a lot of time. I mean, 10 minutes is still a long time.
Yeah, also 45-second increment. You can probably finish a whole game just in the increments.
How many games do you play on 45-second increment? I mean, really? Yeah. Look,
none on Bleachers.
Yeah,
only those Ekuleni tournaments.
You should actually consider. I know that Liam did play a bit in this league last season. I don't know why he's not playing this season, but you should consider joining this league. It's actually quite good. And
yeah,
it is very.
I'm free all the time except for when I got school. I actually had an online week this week though. Black has done my plan of taking and then going King E7. I was actually thinking about this, but still maybe F5 now for White.
Yeah, I'm just a bit worried that pawn G takes, and then rook, maybe rook C to G8 check.
Yeah, that is actually. You'd have to play rook G3 then.
Yeah, but then you give a pawn back.
Yeah, so probably not F5 here.
I would first play rook H1 and exchange one set of rooks, then come back, and then when there's one set of rooks less, then I'll go for F5. Then rook G8 check is not so problematic anymore. Yeah,
this knight is always going to be kicked off, though, of D5. Well, C4 can happen eventually.
Exactly, because now we can play B3, C4.
Black would want to play like b5 to ensure the knight never gets kicked off, but then the pawn on a7
is hanging. But for white, I'm always playing rook h1 first. You know me, I say less pieces, less worries, for sure. And I cannot see why what do you think about eliminating one set of rooks?
Probably favors white if you want to play f5, but
it favors
also,
white.
You can also wait because black wants to double on the h file, like maybe play rook h4. Yeah, no, you can't wait because if you don't play rook h1 now, rook h4 is coming for black, and if black doubles on the h file, there's going to be some big problems.
Exactly.
And rook h4, if you go rook h1 then the pawn on g4 is going to be taken.
Yeah, so I think rook h1, rook takes, rook g8, king g2, rook h4, king g3, rook h1, rook f2, rook a1, and a3. That's what I'm seeing. Did you follow me?
Sort of. Yeah, black won't play rook h4 there though, because then just king g3.
That's what I said.
Maybe he runs rook h1.
That's what I said. And then if you go rook down here, then he goes all the way here.
Maybe you can play f5 for white.
Yes, then we can play f5 for white.
But also just take everything on f5, and then what's happening?
Then
I know. I was gonna say black can try harass white with rook g1 check, but
okay, but wait a minute.
Defending that square.
Yeah, and also the thing is, then as soon as the one set of rooks are off and the black rook is somewhere around here, c4 really becomes an option, especially even if he's illicit or forced a3. So I think
he might not play rook h8 after like takes, king takes. He might not play rook h8.
But what do you play?
I'm not sure. After takes, if you don't play rook h8, white can't play rook h3 though.
No, you can't. Yeah, so he's done it. So everything I thought, except now, does he play rook h4?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Rook h4, white can.
It looks like
white has to. White has to play king g3. It's the only move.
Exactly.
Then rook h1 is the only move that makes sense. Yeah.
And then exactly as I predicted, and rook now F2. I'm playing f2
rook
all day
f2
long.
Isn't really forced right now though. So
no, but the point of rook f2 is it gives the king the f3 square and it protects the b2 pawn laterally.
Yeah, but the b2 pawn isn't being attacked right now.
Yeah, but it
like I would rather play rook f2 after black has played rook b1 or something.
But what do you play then? Do you play king g2 and ask for a draw?
No.
Yeah.
But maybe you know, if play c4, yeah, or f5.
You know, if white knew the match situation, he would be playing king g2 now. Because he only needs a draw.
King g2, black doesn't have to go back though. He can play rook a8 or rook b8. Then.
Okay, so you're looking at maybe
c4, f5. f5 also looks very tempting right now. The nice thing is the g1 square is covered by the bishop. So like
oh yes,
if it wasn't, black could always have these checks with the
Funny.
rook that force the king to go to some weird squares.
Now, this doesn't work.
Yeah, just take the knight and then
Push check.
d6.
D6 check.
And then bring the rook to c3 and probably
So actually,
very
your
good for white.
c4 is actually a very good move.
c4, maybe knight b5.
Knight
Eight.
b4, you mean?
Yeah,
A3.
geez, I swear I've pulled that square like b5 5 times today.
Actually, it's been 4 times, but we know you can't count today. Yeah, James, I'm sure I've told
A3.
you before. Yes, and then knight c6, but then we just go up. You know, I'm sure I've told you before, there are 3 types of people in the world. Those who can count and those who can't count.
Nice. It took me a while to get that one, actually. I'm a bit disappointed in myself.
Okay, you should know me by now. Okay.
Yeah, probably white can also play a3 first with the idea of c4.
But actually, why not just play? We don't care if a knight goes back there. Why do we care?
Yeah, but now when you move the bishop off the square, there's rook g1 checks, which are a little bit annoying. Yeah, probably also f5 is another move I'm looking at for white.
But as we said before, if he just takes everything, what have we achieved? I actually think what we should do is we should start pushing our majority. Maybe we should just start pushing our majority and c4.
C4.
We should just push our majority.
A3. Oh.
No, only
yeah,
A3.
white. Maybe there's rook a3, but knight c6 and.
Yeah, knight c6 just holds everything. So a3, knight c6, bishop c3.
Probably a3. Rook a3 was a nice try there, though.
Actually, though, we can. Why do we play a3? That's also a move because why? Yes, why?
Completely.
Yeah, that came quickly because if he takes, we
also,
take.
Also, if you take, you can take on b3 now, b6 now as well.
But now, what happens?
Wow, c5 actually really like this move. If he plays knight there, you can always just take the pawn. Because if you take back, just take the other pawn and black's. Wow, you can actually do that though. You can go all the way back.
Takes.
Wait, it's black's move. Yes. Takes. This is a nice plan. You don't have rook b3. If you had rook b3, then it would work. Because after rook a8, there's rook b7 check, and the king's forced to go to the back rank. But unfortunately, the b3 square is covered by the knight, so.
But why not?
That doesn't work.
Oh wow! Look at this.
Wow, this also works for black, I think.
Yes, and now the knight can go back to d5. I think c5 may. Yeah.
I like c5.
But if he if he goes back, we can push c6.
I don't know, maybe rook b3 or something. Yeah, could also.
Shoo. This is now complicated. Okay, yeah,
rook b3. I think rook b3 is probably white's idea. Yeah. Knight c2.
Bishop.
Wow, knight c2. I forgot about this.
Okay, so wait. Okay, rook b3, knight c2, bishop f2, a6, and a4.
a6, a4, and then black might take the pawn on a4.
Then I
Then
check and
rook
take.
b7 check.
Yeah, check and
That pawn's on a6 now.
oh, it's not. Oh, sorry, you're right.
But it's still
check and-
probably good for
No,
white
but that's-
because the king's.
Yeah, the king has to go back.
Yeah.
And
Rook
then,
b3,
then
knight c7.
okay.
But there's
No,
also
where
why
knight
are you putting
c6?
the knight c2? Sorry, I mean knight c2 is sort of forced. Or
Bishop
black
f2.
can play a. Why f2 though?
I want to keep this and I want to keep
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
And I don't want any. Yeah.
Bishop f2. Also, there's some ideas of trapping this knight on c2. Because maybe you can play like rook c3 or something, and then if the knight goes back to b4, then you can push the pawn.
Yeah. So actually, so what we are saying is rook b3 now.
Yeah, rook b3, knight c2, bishop f2. What is black gonna play then?
Let's just see. And if he plays
a6.
And let's
If
just
he
see
plays
if he
knight
does.
c6.
Are we going to sack the piece? Not.
Probably not. Yeah, there's no need to do that. White is in a little bit of time trouble now compared to
Yes.
his opponent who's used only 3 minutes this whole game with the increments.
Well, with the increment, yes. So it's, like we said from the beginning, looks like his opponent's definitely trying to use the time.
You know what white can do here? Maybe just play this quiet move, bishop f2 right away. And if black decides to take the pawn, then
he's
rook
not taking
a3.
the pawn. Yeah, he's not taking the pawn. Yeah, so what you're saying is just move back and say to him, so what? What do you want to do? Then knight d5?
Knight d5, rook a3 is winning the a7 pawn.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, that's actually not a bad move.
Whenever the knight moves, it has to go to like c6 or something to defend the pawn.
Yeah, then we play rook b3. Yeah, bishop f2. But as you say,
just acknowledging your ideas and realizing that the bishop's gonna have to move eventually.
I think, yeah, I like it. After a little bit of discussion, I think we really do like bishop f2. But as you, this is now really time. This is going to be a time scramble. Why is
there
it
is
taking
45 seconds increment.
Yes, but he's been.
What's your YouTube channel called? Team Ludo.
I wonder why. Do you know Team Ludo?
Yeah, how do I spell Ludo?
Go look at the T-shirt I bought you 4 years ago.
Is it L-U-D-I?
The L-U-D-O.
Because I saw you send me a message earlier with L-U-D-I. But yeah, no, I can't really find your channel here.
Okay, what you do is on How Horsey Moves, you go look on. You'll see. Go look actually under teams. You'll find Team Ludo as a team, and then it gives you the link as well. But Team Ludo, but you should find it as well. And also on the group WhatsApp, you'll find it there. Okay, so he plays the rook first. So we said after rook b3, knight c2.
Look at my scary Blitz rating.
Yes, did you see my scary Blitz rating? 2021. It's very scary. Don't you think that's very scary? I tried to make it 2020, but then flip, I can't get that 1 point to go away. So I just left it at 2021. That's the closest I could get it.
I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah, that's also scary.
Oh yeah, jeez. I opened the YouTube stream as well by accident, so that's why you heard like a double audio there.
You had double audio. I don't. I've got my sound off here.
Oh, I might have
So
accidentally put double audio on the stream.
Okay, we apologize. Okay, so it does go to C. Now let's look. We don't think it's a good idea, but is there something to be said here?
Oh, he went for rook b3.
Yes, he did, and then
I don't think he's gonna sacrifice his piece. Probably just bishop f2 or bishop e3, yeah. And then after a6, a4.
What about after b4? We play a3.
Oh wow, b4. Yeah, forgot about this move.
Okay, what about bishop e3 in that case? So the bishop can come back down here.
Yeah.
But that makes this poor. Okay, so bishop e3, b4, a3, a5, pawn takes bishop here.
Rook g1 check. King f3. Oh,
king f3.
Yeah, probably king f3, and then if rook f1 check, king e4, something like that.
I would come down and attack the rook on g2. I would come down to g2 attacking the rook.
Yeah, also makes sense.
Oh, but look at the time. Look at the time. He's under 30
this guy's got to
seconds.
move. But he is getting a lot of increments.
Yeah, but his time is coming down.
So wait, he can actually... Black can play a6 here, and then if a4, then b4. a6 right now.
Yes. But can't white then play rook d3?
Yeah, white can play rook d3 now as well.
Yeah, but well, he must first.
Black move after a6 rook d3. Even after b4 rook d3. And the rook's going to d6.
Yep.
And then the pawn's going to c6, and then the bishop's coming to c5.
I actually thought the pawn is going into the box there. You know, the box next to the board. That's where I thought the pawn was. Okay, yes. So I'm playing rook d3 now.
Yeah, rook d3 is probably the best move here. By far. Rook d3, what can black even do? Maybe rook back to h8, and then after rook d3, put the rook on
what
c8.
About, okay, if rook here, then pawn here, rook here. Rook d3.
I mean, I would not too worried about those pawns, because I got rook d6, yeah. Probably a rook goes back to h8 and then to c8.
Here we go, let's see. Still not so easy to break through though, eh?
Or maybe, yeah, no, I thought maybe black's gonna go knight b4 and try to take the pawn, but then just rook d6, and the pawn that is on c5 is gonna be a queen soon.
Just looking at the nice
a4,
time.
I'm not sure about a4.
Well, at the right time.
Position. Yeah, black can also play b4 if the worst.
Yeah, but
the worst. I'd put the rook on d6 and then After the rook is on c8, now nothing can move. So I play king f3, king e4, and then play for f5.
Okay. Okay, what I was thinking is rook d6, rook was
black's
rook
move,
a8. Okay,
king
and at the
f3
right
now.
time, I'm playing a4. If b4, I'm playing a5. Knight takes, rook takes.
The knight won't take that pawn. No, I play king f3. Oh, he does this. But now, rook d6.
Rook d6, knight takes, rook takes. Yes, this is just too good for white. I think this is too good for white.
Yeah, give a check and then
start pushing that baby.
Knight d5, attacking the bishop.
And the pawn, because he's thinking of doing something to his pawn. We play bishop here, it's playing this. But as you said, that c pawn is just going to be a monster.
Yeah, I was thinking about pushing it now, but it doesn't work. Unfortunately.
But what happens if we play king? Okay, king f3, he takes the bishop and hopes for.
Wait, king f3 was an option there. I was also looking at that.
Yeah, you see what black is trying to do here now is play fast.
Yeah, black's got some big problems here though now.
But he's trying
because
to.
c6 is coming for white. But black's never going to win this on time.
I won't be so sure.
Now,
oh, he wants to play king.
45 seconds increment. Now I just take the pawn.
Yeah, but he's going to play rook d3 check. Rook d3 check, what do you play?
I would run with the king to h4. And then the pawn on f4. I'd give a check. King has to go back. And then I'd try put my king on f6. Okay, yeah, maybe not taking the pawn right away. King g5 there.
What about king
f3?
F3? Yes, planning to meet rook check with king e4.
Probably rook d2 now.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, rook d2. I'll take. He takes. And then
we'll take on b2. Take on b2. Yeah, you can also take on f4. But I don't want to give up this knight so quickly. So yeah, rook d2 takes on a6, takes on b2.
Push.
But now rook c2, and I'm trying to win this pawn. Yeah, I like this move, king f3, sort of. But yeah, rook d7. This move, rook d8 from d1. I mean, from black was good. It was much better than my idea of putting the rook on c8 and the knight on c6, because then black could just never move.
But I'm definitely taking the pawn now. Yep, take the pawn.
Maybe there's also c6 here. But no, probably not. Wait, there could be.
Wait a minute. Yes, wait. If we play c6, our plan is to play check.
Also, bishop c5 is bishop c5 is a nice move there. Wow, this is just winning for white, isn't it? I forgot about this move.
Oh wow!
I guess black can go king f8. Yeah, black has to Wow, I completely missed this bishop h4. King f8. Yeah, king f8 probably is okay though.
Rook d. No, wait. King f8, bishop f6.
I take the bishop.
Pawn takes.
Oh wait, I
mate.
can't take the bishop because the rook on d7 is hanging.
King f8, bishop f6, and it's GG.
Yeah.
King
What
f8,
else can black do though? f6 just that's not a move you want to play.
Well, king f8 is forced because king f8, bishop f6, and it's GG. Oh well, there we go. We're going to have
white won this one. I overlooked this bishop h4 check.
Yes, and in time trouble, that was a good find. And the FM is going down. The FM is going down. What a fantastic game.
I mean, maybe he's going to play f6 here. I don't know. You can take with the bishop still.
Yes, we can take with a bishop still. Okay, g5, we take with a bishop.
Okay, but now we can go king f8 though.
Why can't we
g5
play?
Was bishop f6. Now we can go king g8, and we've got the escape square. So g5 was sort of
okay, but let's just look. Bishop
good
f.
move.
Okay, bishop f6, king g8, f5.
f5.
Yes. Bishop f6, king g8, f5.
Wow.
Holding the square. Still threatening mate in 2.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be winning for white.
Oh, we've said that the whole time. We've had a few places where we thought that white is winning. But the thing is that time. He must play fast. Is he going to see bishop f6 in time?
I mean, 45 seconds increments is quite a bit, see? So...
Yes. Okay, but what he's calculating...
Bishop f6 seems... if he finds this move, it's basically over. Yeah, he can be... I was also looking at this. Maybe some rook g8, king there, rook h8.
Well, this is force. Okay, he finds bishop f6. Okay. Now f5.
Wow, he's already back at 1 minute on the clock. I'd be really annoyed if I was this FM. The only chance for winning is sort of out the window.
Oh no!
Yeah, I can check first, and now f5 is the same thing.
Yes, he sees it. He found it, and I think this can the FM stop.
Only chance is to take the bishop and sacrifice a rook. That's probably.
But can he maybe not first check? Where does the white king go to?
Wow. Probably to. Yeah, king f2 is a safe move.
Yeah, and if he checks,
if you went king e4, there was king e4 also works. Check there, then just move the king 1. Oh wait, it doesn't. Yeah. Oh no, it still works because just king d4 then, and when you take the bishop, the knight is. I mean, the rook is hanging.
Okay, Okay, so
Yeah, probably king f2 is a very safe option now. Though.
it's an absolutely safe option, I think. King f2
With 2 minutes, I think you'll see this.
King e4 is probably safe, but I'm not taking that risk. I'm just playing there. No, I'm fine, and that's GG.
Yeah, king e4. I thought there was maybe knight takes f6 with check, but then you can take the rook with the king though, so that sort of saves it.
Yes, it does, but then it's not mate. I think. Okay, it's not mate now even. Also, if we go king f2, you can still play knight takes. So then we take.
Yeah, rook takes. He gets 2 pawns though, so
for the rook.
Something.
Yeah, that is so. It's not mate, eh?
But also this pawn on c5 is just gonna run.
So maybe your king e4, knight takes, check, king takes, knight takes. At least my king is slightly better placed. Oh, but this pawn is still.
Yeah, then just play.
Pawn takes pawn because we're threatening.
Yeah, king f2 still works though, because after all this, the pawn on c5 is just gonna run away.
And king f2 played.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think.
As you said, the pawn on c5 is the winner. The pawn on c5 is the one that we do. Just going to say, because I think the game's almost finished, I'm going to say that we will invite the winner for a post-game interview. Just telling it in. And I'm pretty sure my teammate, because he's known about the stream for almost a week, well, not almost a week, he's known about the stream for a few days, so he's probably amenable to come. I've always had the people come to stream.
Wait, is this guy from South Africa or not?
No, none of them are from South Africa.
Ah, he's from Poland.
Yes, he's a
I was just wondering if this was a local league or something like that.
No, this is of South African players. There's very few. I know that Liam, as I said, was.
They only play Blitz, these South Africans. Blitz and Bullet, yeah, that's all they do.
That's all they do, exactly, yeah.
You see, when I play Blitz, I'm not playing 3+0, I play 5+0 these days, because then you still get a decent game.
Yeah, but you like your funny gambit lines, so.
Yeah, well, only in one line I play gambit. I saw that video on YouTube as well.
I did send you that one course on Chessable, which is in your line, but you weren't interested, I see.
Yeah, I'm not. I only play that line in Blitz.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so
now don't play king f3 by accident. Oh yeah, you still can because the pawn is so far.
See, this pawn is such a winner. This pawn is such a winner. You can actually even give the rook and exchange. You can actually even play this. But of course, I'm yeah. I see in the chat. I see
probably what I expect is king g3 takes, and then rook d6. Yes. Yeah, to just push the pawn.
Yeah, exactly. And it's game over. Or even rook c3.
King f3 is still winning.
Yeah, that's because he's listening to his stream and he's just speaking to us. That's actually my team captain.
You also play these games.
Which games?
These games.
I'm board number 2 for my team, so you must know how weak the team is. Oh, sorry, he says he's not the captain. I thought he was the captain, but okay. You must know how. So, but I'm board number 2. This guy's board number 1. But I think because I've had I had a lot of. I'm gonna give an excuse quickly. I had a bad 2 weeks in the league, so my rating's gone down a bit. So I think I'm going to go down to board 3 now. But Yeah, so
What is
I
my
am playing.
classical rating? I played an Equileni tournament and I got
Yeah,
5 out of 5. So
Yeah,
then my classical is 2115. So oh wait,
So
that's
is it-
yours. Where is it?
that's mine. Yeah, yours is about the same at the moment, but you've only. But I find that
2181. But I've only played one game there. So
hello, come on, move. Oh, he played King F3. He actually played King F3. he actually went for King F3. Can you believe it? Okay, so he's actually saying
resting around now.
he's actually yeah, but the thing is, I notice a lot of our juniors they play only against other juniors, so they've actually got high classical ratings, and the game's over.
Oh yeah,
so let's
those
go
are
see.
all rapid though. This takes
Yes.
your
No,
board
they've
one to
got classic as well.
2300.
Yeah, they have we played some like the trials and stuff. You have a few people that
Yeah, those
there's
are
a few
rapid games though now.
No, you've had previous trials where we did have
I've
classical
only
things. I
played
just
one
want to say,
classical game, and I play all these Equileni.
yeah, but you didn't play that. You didn't play those trials. Okay, do you want to say in the chat? Okay, I'm just saying in the chat that I am going to invite him for a post-game interview. Let's see what he says. We'll give him a few seconds. They normally come back and say yes, but they want to wait for it. But they have to just set up everything. So they are looking. Yo.
Yeah, geez,
Oh,
look
wow.
at that. Where's the point where he could have played F5?
Let's quickly go back and see. Oh, yeah, he comes. He's saying, yes, he says he'll come to us. He'll come, but just it'll be a minute. Okay, I'm just going to send him. Oops, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm going to just send him the link.
Don't leak the stream link by accident.
Yes, I will try not to do that. So he says.
I mean, you probably can't because you still have to accept people to come in.
Yeah, he says his heart is at 130 minutes. Let's quickly, while we wait for him, go look at that. Okay, F4, as I said, I know knight F3 is the more popular move, and we can see it is. F4 is slightly less popular, but it is okay. And as you said, knight F6, queen E2, this is all what. Okay, I want to go to that point. The computer actually thinks it didn't lie. He says it's an inaccuracy.
Which move?
Okay, sorry, are you not seeing the screen? Knight takes on E4. Computer shows
What,
that
that's an inaccuracy. Oh, I thought that was a pretty good move.
So did I. I must just keep our eye on the stream when he does arrive. Yes, I want to get to the point where we thought F5.
Yeah, I thought that both these.
Yeah, we like this. And
remember when I said +3? Yeah.
Yes. I bow to your superior knowledge. It did say F4 for a moment, F5 for a moment there.
Oh yeah, we were seeing F5, but probably it's got the same idea.
Yeah, but okay, let's just look at F5 here.
F5, Queen D5. We saw this.
Yeah, we saw all of this.
Yeah. Takes, knight takes, take the pawn.
And this may be not as high evaluation as what the computer gives, but that's a nice, easy way of just simplifying. Okay, we've got
A3 is sort of.
Hi guys.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, well done. Thank you. That was a fantastic game that you've played for the team.
That was so stressful. I mean, when I was low on time, I had my heart was beating so fast. I don't know. It's the strongest opponent I've ever beaten, to be honest.
That is congratulations. Yes, look, he's very underrated on light chess.
On classical rating. because
Yes, on
he was
classic.
like 2500 on bullets and Blitz.
Classical rating is really weird because I'm like 2300 and I'm not playing as good as 2300, to be honest. And there are many stronger players that have much lower ranking.
Yeah,
And to
well,
be honest, I've prepared today a few hours spent to prepare against him, and didn't expect B6 at all.
I see that the Owens. Yeah, we've been seeing the Owens defense a few times this last 2 weeks. We've seen that position now 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I know, and I knew that Bishop D3 is the best. I've learned about that from the black side because I often play against 1B3, so it's kind of similar, but I don't know really the theory right there.
Yeah, look, if we the colors reverse, the move would be this and this.
Yeah, usually I play knight c3, f3,
Yeah,
this kind of stuff.
that is like playing against b3 with colors reversed, but with white colors, and I know knight f3, and then you play c3 and queen e2. That's setup.
Yeah, that's also nice try. I don't know why I played f4. I thought it's going to be like French if he plays d5, and I want to have the pawn to have a f5 break later, but I wasn't so sure after we've played a few moves, because then suddenly he had a nice square on e4 for his knight.
Yes. Yeah.
Knight f3 is the best.
But yes, but did you know? Did you at any stage during the game realize that you only needed to get a draw for our team to win?
Not really.
Okay.
I knew that
Yeah.
we had 4-3 before my match.
Yes.
I mean, I just wanted to play my best, honestly.
Okay. So you just played for the win anyway, because there was a stage in the game where we knew that you only needed a draw, and a draw was basically in the bag.
Yeah, I didn't know the results today from today's game.
Yeah, it happened. Okay, all this we were discussing, and this was exactly what we thought. This taking on d4 came to us as a surprise, and I was just saying taking there. Then you played this, and we actually thought it was a very good move. I see the computer thought that taking with a knight is better, but we thought this is just very good for white. And James, just for your information, right now it is +1. It's not +3 yet. Okay, so
yeah,
yes.
continue.
No, talk. It's your, yeah. This was.
Could you repeat?
No, we were just at this point in the game. My co-commentator James thought that you were completely crushing. You were +3, and I thought you were +1 to +2. And I was just making the point that it is just like +2.
Well, I didn't like my bishop and that my king isn't safe yet, but I knew I have a huge advantage right there.
Yes, and this is a nice. Yes.
Yeah, queen c6 was for sure a great move, but yeah, in this moment I knew queen c6 is a must play. Then I just take with a knight on d4, make a castle, and try for a f5 break, I think.
Yeah. There was a
That's
point.
what we were saying as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's where we thought you could play f5. I see it's not a computer stop choice, but it actually forces the exchange of queens and into an endgame where we are 2 pawns up.
Oh yeah, I thought about f5 there, but not sure if in this moment, because Yeah, I thought about bishop c5. Didn't he have bishop c5? I guess he didn't have because the engine says so. But,
Yeah, no, you didn't have bishop c5. Yeah,
After
because
you castle, the
earlier.
next move you had bishop c5.
yeah, that's where
Instead of queen
now.
d5.
Yeah, yeah. I also thought bishop c5, and that stops f5 here. Exactly.
Okay, yeah, maybe that was the right plan. I wasn't so sure of bishop c5, but I guess everything was winning, right? In this position.
Yes, I wouldn't say everything, but yes. We were looking.
Yeah, we saw this.
Yeah, I was looking at this and I decided it's not as good for me, but I guess his king is
f5.
Yeah, you were saying?
His king is so weak that this position is really great, but I didn't want to give up my pawn. I think that was my mistake. I just was happy that I have I'm pawn up, so
and what you
really
saying?
Want bishop c5, but I guess his king is just so bad that I just need to bring my rooks and open the position.
So what you're saying is just I'm a pawn up. I'm playing. It's either a win or a draw. I'm playing for 2 results. I'm very happy.
Yes, pretty much, because I was looking at the other lines, but I wasn't so convinced about giving up the pawn that I had. And right now I didn't really want to exchange queens, but there was no other place for my queen to go.
Yeah, James was thinking. Yeah, James was thinking. I was happy with the exchange of queens, but James was thinking queen.
I was gonna play taking the knight here.
Yeah, I didn't want to exchange queens, but there was he had g6 was weird for me.
G6,
yeah, that was G6 to stop
f5.
f5.
Right now f5? No, later, right? After g4.
No,
G6 was to stop the f5.
Oh, okay.
If you play something like bishop here, we thought you can just play f5.
Yeah, that was my plan originally, but I see that now g4 is bad. I can't remember why. Yeah, I didn't want to spend
I remember saying on
stream low on time.
Yes.
I thought that g4 is the best move and didn't even think about anything other, but
yeah, look, these moves came very fast. These moves came very fast. So I remember that. You thought quite a bit and played what I thought was, I see the computer likes this, but I thought that king here is just the only move which makes sense.
I didn't really want to exchange that knight for a bishop, but I didn't have a choice. I really thought about moving my knight there, but it allowed his rook to go to h4 later after exchanging bishops, and I'm either forced to play g5 and he's gonna have an h file.
Yeah, you'll have the h file and you'll have this nice move.
I'm going to have worse knight and weak pawn on f4, so I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, but I was very happy. That move came to me quite easily.
I didn't like that my bishop is so bad in this position. I mean, he's gonna have an h file because I can't contest pretty much. Because my rook has to be on f3, protecting pawn on f4. So I didn't really like that I have so many weaknesses in my position. And even though I'm a pawn up, it didn't feel like it. to be honest.
Would you have taken a draw here?
No, I wouldn't. If I knew the
Still a
result
fall,
of our team, then maybe,
Yes.
because we're playing for a team, right?
Yes.
But I didn't see how I could lose here. So,
Okay.
well, I didn't know the results, so no, I wouldn't take a draw. Even though I don't think I can see any winning chances right there.
Yes.
I guess, I don't know, trying a4, a5 for a break on the queen side. But
Yes. The problem I had with that is if he takes and he comes through, your king is open. That's why I played king e7.
yes, king e7 was really strong, and f5 was bad. Because then I have to move my king to f2, and then he has rook h2.
Correct. And then you're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, so that's why I've decided to trade rooks.
Yeah. We thought that was the only move that made sense. This whole line we saw on stream, and yeah, I actually thought, c4 was actually came out because I thought he would have come here. And
Yeah, c4 was probably my only try to win this game, because not only I'm activating my rook, I'm also trying to break his pawns on queenside with c5.
yeah,
I tried
exactly,
to open the
yes.
position for my bishop, to be honest, but because on c3, my bishop is just a huge pawn right now. And
No, it does cover that square, eh?
yeah,
It does
that
cover.
that was helpful. And also, the biggest point was that my rook is going to be activated on b3 or a3. I wanted to go to a3, but there were some lines that I didn't like, and I also was there on time trouble. I had like 6 minutes right now.
Yes. Later on, you get down to under 30 seconds. We were really worried. This was a move we did not actually expect in stream. We were just looking at a3 and stuff like that, and or rook yeah immediately, and then this came very quickly. And yeah, we actually thought just play bishop back and say to him, "What do you want to do?" But I see the computer agrees with you.
Oh, I wanted to play rook a3 there.
Yeah,
That was my
yes.
initial plan. Before playing even c5, that was my plan. c5, b5, rook a3. But after knight c6, I didn't have any way to break the position.
Yeah.
Because everything is protected. He's gonna have king d7 after rook a6, and I didn't want the draw in this position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, bishop.
Bishop f2. I didn't even consider. Right now, I didn't know if I want to play bishop e3 or bishop f2.
Yes.
And I'm not so sure if it makes any difference.
Well, I was going for bishop f4 two at one stage, but then later after you played it, I thought maybe the bishop there is fine. So, but yeah, I see the computer likes bishop e3.
Okay, because I had plans like f5 and bishop g5. And also, I don't know, maybe sometime, I guess I don't know really. Protecting f4 is great too.
It's a nice plan. Yeah,
Uh,
this is where
I did-
we thought you were now definitely winning.
yeah, to be honest, I was really low on time. I had like half a
1
minute.
minute. Yeah, yeah. This is 1 minute plus increment inclusive. Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't really see Bishop Rook D3.
Yes.
And I saw that in last second and just knew that it's so great. I
It's the
didn't
right.
calculate anything. Just
Just
in
play.
last moment, I saw this move and thought that it has to be good. I mean, Rook D6 is coming. His pawn on A6 is really bad. He can't protect his knight on C6. The only thing I didn't see was knight to B4 and then later to D5.
Okay, coming back, maybe then bishop f2 was a good idea earlier on. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I thought when I played that, but computer wants bishop d2.
I don't know why. I'm very happy with bishop. No,
I wanted
both
to
of them
protect g1.
they've got this. Yes, and not just that, they've got the same evaluation. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to 0.01 difference in evaluation.
Yeah. The only thing that worried me was that my pawns, he can grab my pawns, but I have a strong c5 pawn.
Yeah, that was our winner all along.
That is hard to stop because my rook is cutting his king, and the only piece that can prevent me from promoting my pawn was knight.
And you will possibly just do this at the right moment.
Not really, because king is too close to c8, but the most important thing was that after c6 my bishop can be activated by c5. Yeah. So if I can play c6, then my bishop starts to do something in this position, and that's more important than my pawns on b2 and a2, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, on stream we also thought, I think James was very vocal about it. He said he doesn't mind if those 2 pawns fall. That C pawn was going to be a winner.
And I was really surprised that he played rook d1.
Yeah, we didn't expect
King
to see
f3
it.
was a nice move, yeah.
Yes, which I found. Yes, because of yes.
Opening the bishop.
Yeah, I didn't
And
really expect him to let me go bishop h4. There's no mate. There's nothing scary in this position. Rook d1 was...
No, there is some scary stuff.
Yes, I think it's very scary. I mustn't disagree with you. This is that bishop there. That was really scary for black, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't expect him to allow me that. I knew that his black squares are really weak, and if I can bring my bishop there, then I don't know. Rook d1 was really, really weird.
Yeah, I thought the rook all the way. Yeah, but that was much earlier.
Also, he's pinning himself. He can't move his knight right there.
Exactly.
And after exchanges, I have c5 pawn that comes to c8. The only thing was that I have to remember about not getting checked with knight later. Because in this position, he doesn't even... He has to play king f8, right?
Yes.
Oh, but after he plays king f8, then his king is gonna be too far from my pawn, and I can play just c6, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
but he played rook d2.
And now look, the evaluation is +8.
Yeah, because I saw checkmating patterns. Right now, I was I was calculating f6 pretty much.
Yeah, but then
That's the
you
only
just
thing
take over bishop.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that
Or
I
with
take
the
the
pawn
bishop,
even.
then I take a pawn on a6. So I have 3 pawns. I'm 3 pawns up. So I knew I have the advantage. But after king f8, I mean, g5, king f8. I knew I have ff5, and there are,
We were wondering if you're going to see f5. We did see f5 in stream, and we were wondering, but then it came and off. Now it's just GG. I mean, really. And and it was
Yeah,
so
king
funny that
f3 was
I mean,
yeah,
king f3 was the best place to go. It looks funny. At first, I thought king f3 was bad, but it's the best way to win this position because I need to activate my king and bring closer to the center, and that way he cannot play anything. I mean, only knight c6, but then I have rook d6 and I'm winning without a problem.
yeah.
His
It's
king on
just so funny that we are so far ahead. We can offer the exchange sacrifice, and he can't even afford to take it.
yeah. I was really happy with playing king f3 and giving him going into the fork, but
Yeah, it was quite cute. So board one for our team. Our team is now going well. Are you going to keep on winning for us?
it's my first win, to be honest.
Oh no, you've won. You've won 1 or 2 games.
I've
I know
lost.
you've still.
I've lost first 2 games, and the third one I drew.
Oh, I thought you had won. Yeah, it's been. Oh, okay. I thought you had won. I know you slumped a bit when you started the league. This is your first season in the league, is it not?
Yes, it's my first
Yeah.
time playing this. And
I played last season. Was my first season. I must tell you that coming to a league is different, and this is also what this FM has realized. I think the ratings in the league, the players' ratings, are a bit pushed down because the competition is tough, and it is you need to get used to it. So don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing very well.
yeah, I saw that because I've played few games before playing this league because I had to have stable rating.
Yes.
And people playing casual games didn't really care, and it was easy to win against them because they didn't care too much about playing these long time rated games.
Yeah, they get tired. Yeah.
And I got like 2400 really easily. And now I'm playing against people that have, I don't know who's FM, the master, and he has 2100 rating.
Yeah.
Classical rating is really weird on lichess, but I guess
Yeah,
no
because
one plays really that.
But okay, that was a very good game, and it's a good week for us. And then next week we are playing probably to secure and equal the top in the league. So we're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm really happy I can play against those strong guys, and I can, I don't know, train, try to get better. I'm having 3 time travels every game.
Yeah, we can see that.
That's something I need to work on, but yeah, playing league is really fun.
Now it is fun that you'll see also closer to the end. It really becomes involved, and you really get invested. Especially if it's very close at the top, which I think it will be. Okay, I want to say thank you to both of them. I think the stream is almost finished. We have, and thank you for a very entertaining game. Thank you, James, for your commentary. We'll do that again.
You're welcome.
Yes, we'll definitely do it again. And we'll do, especially late in the street, late in the league, and also for what's your first name? I don't know what to call it. Matthew.
Martin.
Martin. Okay. Martin. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Martin, also for coming on the stream and being so gracious with your time. And then next week, for those people who are watching both live and later on, next week we will do this again, and we will again see where the crunch time is in the 45. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to watch it later, so.
Okay, yeah, you can go see everything with us. Okay, I'm going to first say goodbye to Martin. Thank you very much. Okay, stay well, Martin. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Bye.
Okay, James, thank you also. I think it was enjoyable, and maybe you should consider, if you've got time, to put yourself in as an alternate and start playing this league. I think it's good exercise and good practice.
Yeah, maybe I will.
No.
If you ever need a player or something, you can always just contact me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be like this FM though, just playing pretty quick. Yeah,
but also the thing is, we can't invite you to our team. You must sit as an alternate in the moderates. I don't think we've got the option of saying who. And the last thing I wanted to ask you before we leave is, you are aware that there's going to be a over-the-board federated tournament in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so you are going to
playing as well.
Okay,
you can't miss a federated one.
Well, you must speak to your friend who lives in this house about that. He's not so keen, but we'll see.
There's only like 5 federated tournaments a year in South Africa.
And in our region, there's going to be this is the first one since when? When last did we have one in? Yeah, we haven't had one since.
I can't even remember.
I think it was September 2019 was the last one. September, August. That's how long ago it was.
It's been a while.
So, okay, James, thank you again. I will definitely ask you to come and do this again, and I'm going to send some of my other students, and then thank you for everybody who else was watching. Okay, thanks, James. I'm going to end the stream now. Okay. Stay well, hey?
Cheers.
Okay, bye.